Hello and welcome. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Come on in. For those who are just joining me for the first time, my name is Mary June Tracy. I'm a psychic medium, spiritual love of life coach. I am coming to you today. Whoa, go back there. I'm coming to you today to bring you some vibrations of what is going on in the shenanigans of the planets today. So welcome. So good morning. And thank you, everybody, for coming on in. Quite excited to be here today. Got a lot to cover today for the energies that are coming in, and you are going to be feeling that moon today, even though the full moon isn't till say, what is it, 4:45 a.m. So you're going to be really feeling that energy of the full moon in Scorpio. Yes, good morning. No Starbucks here if you're coming, only Timmy's. I don't know if I could survive. Couldn't survive. No, Starbucks girl to the end. I'd have to bring my own little pods or my own little instant and just ask for hot water and then just put my Starbucks in there. Actually, when I've drank Tim Hortons, it's actually made me sick when I've drank it. And that's not trying, going in there. It's just always I've gotten upset stomachs, even as a kid before Starbucks came in. And so it always did that. So do you have shares in Starbucks? I used to have shares in Starbucks. That's how I opened my store in Penticton. I had a lot of shares in Starbucks. I don't anymore. I should. Starbucks upsets my tummy. Yeah, and it could be because it's double roasted and stuff. So, and depending on which coffee you're getting. So if you get the light roast, the lighter roasts are more like Tim Hortons, the lightest roasts. So, yeah. So good morning. We're talking Starbucks today. So, well, we have a lot of energy coming in, and you're probably feeling it. You're probably feeling tired, overwhelmed. Emotions might be running high, and spent the morning running around about Victoria looking for a loo. And then that's funny. And then we just have a lot of energy coming in. So, what are we looking at? And I'm looking down at my notes right now. Good morning, Candace. Good morning, everybody. So I should start. Let's see. When I click on you, I was in bed till 8 last night. Yes. Everybody's probably feeling a little bit exhausted. The energies are coming intensely for us all, and that intensity is coming in quite, I'm going to say, viciously. And let me wrap my head around all of this to explain it to you and get this going. So, like a freight train, major downloads were coming in last night. It was overwhelming, all the information. Yes. Oh, yeah. Candace is saying that I'm not tired. I'm awake and ready to go. Right on, Candace. Yes, Candace, the lion is up. The lion is going. So we got some really, depending, and it's all depending on where it is in the chart too, right? So that always has a lot to do with how the energies are coming in for you. So when I do this, the information is for the whole consciousness. So even for today, with a lot of the energies that are coming in for today, and the moon in the last stages of Libra, and as it goes from Libra into Scorpio. So in it, the full moon is, or could be in Scorpio now, because when I looked at it last, it was just tipping. Okay, it's in Scorpio now. So the thing is that the full moon is going to be at 17 degrees, right? So it's going to be at 17 degrees. And I'm making myself a nice coffee right now because I'm tired, but I'm ready to start the day. Right on. Iced coffee's yummy. So we have this energy that's coming in today about us looking at things, being honest, not waiting, right? We can't be sitting around waiting for things, right? Libra moon probably has a lot to do with me feeling great. Yes. And as it's just tipping into Scorpio, definitely. So you're getting that, maybe that push. So this is where we're at. It's like it's one of those little 8-year things. So the last time Venus went retrograde in Gemini was 8 years ago, which was in 2012, which was when a lot of other energies were coming in for the Mayan calendar and the end of the Mayan calendar, right? And soaking up the sun on the front porch. Oh, nice, nice. I'm going to be taking my my grandson out later on today and getting some sun. Okay. So, got to focus on all of this. So the aspects that are coming in. So we have Mercury. Mercury, remember, I said to you guys before, you got to be watching where Mercury is and what Mercury has to say. So Mercury is coming in quite hot and heavy. He's going fast. He's one of the fastest ones in there. He's you know, in this energy that really wants to get going. He's in Taurus. This is all about, and he's at 18 degrees and the sun is at 16. So they're conjunct. So he wants to illuminate things. He wants to show you things. He wants to give you the answer. He's in Taurus. Taurus energy, right? So what is Taurus? Taurus wants things nice, wants things good, wants the better things in the world. And that's where we are wanting to strive for. We are wanting to strive for the better things in the world. This is about being honest with ourselves and not waiting, not sitting around and thinking like, oh, well, maybe they won't notice. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Oh, what should I do? You know, just sitting around and being sort of like really gnarly about it. This is about us really facing the facts, doing what we have to do. And this with the 8 years with Venus retrograde, the nodes were opposite. So the north node was in Sag and the south node was in Gemini. So this is a perspective. This is a wake up. So when they switch around, it's saying, okay, we've given you 8 years to kind of figure this all out and get things together. It's a wake up. This is a perspective. And there's Venus there and there's, you know, and the sun is in Taurus. It's like saying, here we are. Let's look at things. Let's get things together. And the information is there for you. You have the information. You've been working on this shit for 8 years. And if not 8 years, you've been at least working on it for the last 3-4 years of whatever it is that you want to start doing. You know, whether it's your business, your relationships, whatever. Right now, if you're wanting to do patchwork, it ain't going to work. Patches aren't going to hold it. Patches aren't going to, if you don't want to face whatever it is to face or rip the Band-Aid off or do what it is that you need to do and go forward and take the steps, you're going to feel like you're just left behind somewhere. And you're going to be left on the other side trying to pick things up and put things together. So this is looking into a positive one. This is actually looking into some shifting and looking at what it is that you want to do. I know when the shift came in 2012, a lot of us light workers were like, yes, oh my God, this is great. We're going to be going full steam ahead. Oh, it's going to be so wonder. There's going to be grandeur. We're going to be able to do things. And what happened? It was more work. Excuse me. There was work to have to be done. There was work that we had to do. We had to get things done. Yet some of us, you know, we were starting there. We're doing the work. We're doing what it is. And now it's like they're saying, okay, you've done the work. We're over here. We don't need to only forward motions available. We don't need to be giving people the red pill anymore. We don't need to be giving people the red pill anymore. They got to look at their self. They got to do what they need to do. Information is out there, We're not here to hold other people up. We're here to get things going and moving forward. Okay? So this is where it's like this transit, this energy that's coming in, and a lot of this energy that's coming in too. We're looking at the 1930s. So with the Pluto Cancer Uranus, so there's some energy coming in from there, from that energy from the 30s. Hello, Kathy. And Saturn was in Libra transiting. So it was a little bit, this energy of saying, okay, we got to get things done. This is about balancing, about getting things together. And this is where we're at, where we have solar maximums and minimums. We're at a solar minimum. So we're at a solar minimum. So we're not, we're at this sort of, this is what we were calling, and I was talking about this a while ago, about kind of like entering into this sort of dark ages of a lot of things that are going to be coming in, a lot of information that's coming in, but not a lot. We got to decipher through it all. Like, where is all that information? What is all of this coming in? And we have to sort of decipher it and go internally into our intuition and follow it. We have to listen to our intuition. We have to listen to our own inner bee, as I call it. Are you listening to your inner bee? Are you listening to where you are being drawn to? Because you are creating what you need to create. So I love the scroll bar with the reading special. Thank you. I know, it's kind of nifty, isn't it? So this is this internal wake-up call of saying the information has been given to you. You're in Taurus land. So Taurus wants to have things that are good, wants to have things that that make things feel better, but not in a patchwork way. It wants to have things that are sustainable, that are going to last a while, right? That's what they want. That's what they want. And with Uranus there, it's saying, okay, let's bring it in. Let's go into that internal self and take a look. And this is where we have to start coming in. It is a courageous identifying of ourselves. And with this moon in Scorpio, it's saying, okay. And remember, the moon is in its fall position. So the moon's not, it's not happy where it is, right? Good morning, Charlotte. It's not happy where it is. So it's there, but it's still, it's opposite Uranus. It's bringing in this opposition with Uranus. So it's bringing in this awareness of us opening up to new things. And this is allowing us to go towards and not build. And the word patchwork quilt keeps coming in because Venus retrograde makes it worse. So if you are not identifying with what it is that you want to identify, remember how Venus was yesterday when I was doing her? She just came in with her cigarette. And she's like, well, darling, if you don't want it that way, well, really, well, you know what? It is what it is. You got to deal with what is happening. Oh, you really don't like that room? Well, too bad. That's all there is. You didn't make your reservations. You weren't making your plans. You were just out there frolicking. So you get what you get. That is Venus retrograde in Gemini, right? So things are happening fast, especially with the North nodes in there. And this is where a lot of times, if you are looking at any relationships and you're just sort of patching them together, you're just sort of like, well, maybe people won't notice things are that bad. There's opportunities that are coming in. Mars is there, Mercury's there saying, I want to give you opportunities. I'm moving fast. I'm going over and I'm going to get information from Jupiter and Pluto, but I'm going to give it to you like this. And you got to be prepared. But if you're sort of like, I don't wanna, right? So yeah, the ant and the grasshopper story comes, yes, definitely. So if you're not going to do the work, and a lot of you have been doing the work, have been doing the planning, have been walking towards where you want to walk towards, right? So this isn't a time to sort of like, ooh, let me go fix this person. No, it's no more fixing. It's not about fixing the person. The person has to fix themselves. The information is there. They've been given the information. If your energy is going on something that you want to patch up, you're going to find that those patching they're going to just fall apart. They're just going to fall apart. So this is where it's about allowing yourself to go forward. And just when you patchwork, you're going to, you don't get over hopeful. And when this is about, this is what you're going to build. This is knowing what you're going to build. This is a city that you want to create. Okay. Very similar to that game where people build their own city and build whatever they want. I can't remember what it's called, but this is what it's like. You're going to put together what it is that you want to create. What do you want to create? What is that local? What is that around you? Are you in the place where you want to be? And this is about allowing yourself to put those roots down where you are and to create, right? And to create it. So, SimCity, yes, thank you. And I have no idea what I'm building, but maybe I'm not meant to know with the notes on my MC line. Yeah, but you'll get a feeling of it. That's the thing. You got to go with your feelings. You got to go with your gut. You just know. There's an idea. There's an information that's coming in because Gemini comes in with information, right? And Gemini will come in with that information. And it's there. And it's like, okay, where is it that I need to go? What feels right? We know what doesn't feel right. We know what doesn't work. And with Venus and Neptune squaring off, right? So it's looking at identification of what you identify with. So there might be certain people, certain groups that you identify, other ones that you don't. You might be in some kind of group and something, and you're just like, well, maybe this will turn out. Maybe this will be better. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not going to be better. So this is about you building it. And with Scorpio there, Scorpio is like, it's going to come in and say, hey, wake up. This is what you need to do. It's facing truth, bringing truth, right? And this is where Jupiter is in its fall position. Jupiter doesn't like to be in Capricorn. And he's been trying to open up things for us. But there's also the dark side of Jupe, right? There's also that crazy part of, because Jupiter is also known the god of the gods, Zeus, right? He is the god of the gods. Here I am. I want to help you. I want to give you things. Here is some fruit. But there's also this little seedy side of Jupiter. And it's the dark side. And especially when he's in his fall position. So he comes in with that dark side. And he's that guy that takes your kid in the backyard and says, here, try this cigarette. Here, try this line of Coke. Your dad used to do it at your age. Ha, 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 ha. That's, crazy Uncle Jupe. He's going to get you to do things you don't want to do. There's that opposite side. So this is about us looking at, so what is it that we, even as a society, what are the patches that are being put on? Because we're going to find a lot of patches that are being put on, even with our economy and with things that are going on right now, are going to fall away. They're not going to be sustainable. They're not going to be sustainable. So we're going to find that if you are in a disillusional area and that you're feeling like, well, I can't do anything, I'm in isolation, I'm in lockdown, I'm in this, your brain isn't. Your soul isn't. As I said, at the end of November, even in October, yes, we're going to be locked down, but technology is your key. Technology is your friend. To get in on technology, find out about things, follow leads with technology that's going to lead you, especially if you have a business and starting to look at your business in a new way. And if you're an entrepreneur, or in other forms, or education and looking at new forms of education. When it comes to your relationship, it's about looking at the whole of your relationship. And is this the relationship I really want to be doing? Venus retrograde is going to take you through the bowels of hell if it isn't. And you're going to try and put a patchwork on that relationship. And on the other end, it's going to look like shit. and then you're going to try and rework it. Not when Mars goes retrograde. This fall is really, the energies in this fall are really erratic, are very crazy. But if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, if we're staying in our light, right? If we're staying in our light at this time, thank God you're not in a relationship. Because the big part here is that we have some really beautiful stars. So Cancer has Sirius A and B. Then we have the Seven Sisters showing up in Gemini. So we have some beautiful, bright stars out there. Now, if you notice, the one beautiful thing that I love about this is that the lights, when these bright lights come in, the bright lights are out there. We can see them. There's a whole scatter of beautiful, bright lights that are coming, that are around us. And the nodes right now are coming in right at, because the galactic point is in Sagittarius. So this is where a lot of people might be feeling a lot of heaviness and tiredness. The galactic point in Sagittarius is at 27 degrees. So we have these nodes that are coming in, and the nodes right now are at 29 degrees. So they're basically, conjunct, they're there. And the galactic point is the Milky Way. So it's that thin layer. Our Milky Way is our galactic point. So the nodes are there, they're shining through. There is this, it is a cross point, and it's very thin. And this line with Sag, so from Sag to Capricorn is this galactic line. And this comes from this, and this energy that's coming in. And with this energy comes in, again, we have this Sirius A and Sirius B. We have this north node. Gemini's the north node. Gemini is the North Star. It wants to lead us. It wants to give us the information. It wants to get to places. Now we got to look at where its ruler is, which is Mercury, is in Taurus, right? So its ruler is in Taurus. So we look at Gemini wants to give us some information, wants to have us open up. Its ruler is in Gemini, or is in Taurus, and Taurus is all about refinery, having the best in life, having a good foundation, making what we want to make within our relationships, within our business, our money, our health. That's Taurus. It wants to give us this. And Gemini is coming in saying, hey, follow me. Let's go. We're going to go this way. Just trust, follow your gut. We're going to get it in. Information's going to come in, and we're going to be feeling overwhelmed with that information. But we got to come in. The information comes in, and this is where we have to go into, again, we come into the water, we come into the sitting, we come into the understanding. And we're like, okay, that's the direction. So we take a moment and we step back with the information to go into the direction. If we are just like, okay, here comes the information, we're just like, we're tired, we're exhausted, we're overwhelmed. Our body starts to feel it, right? So we got to think of what Gemini rules. It rules the lungs, it rules the kidneys, and it rules the lymph nodes. So we look at what's being stressed out. Okay, I got to take a time out. I got to take a breath. Okay, I know that's where I need to go. What are my steps? I'm going to do my steps because it's Taurus energy. There's steps, right? So there's steps that I know I need to be taking. And this is where I want to go for my long term. And that's even what I have noticed even for myself. It's like in my business, there's some diversifying that I'm going to be doing over the next month within my business, and how to make this more sustainable. Sustainability is the key. What is that sustainability you want to bring in for yourself, for your relationships? What is that you want to bring in? And you can bring it in locally. Okay, this is about locally. You can expand through the internet, but this is about looking at things you can do also locally, in and around your area, in this environment. Is this where you want? Okay. So this is where we're coming into this brightness. Now, Sag has Antares, and Sag is going to come into with Antares not until 2021. And that's deeply, that's one force. And Taurus is this huge, bright star. It's all in one, right? It's all this one. And what I find for the work that I do, that I find if something comes in all in one and shows itself, there's always some kind of hidden element there, because light shines out, right? Light shines out. It shines out. It doesn't come in and saying, oh, look at this. This is where it is. We're all the light over here. It is one that comes in and saying, look at this. We want, because when the light shines, so I have when you shine it, when you allow it to expand, it expands everywhere. But when you focus it down, there's a lot of shadowing areas that are around. So this is where we are starting to form our foundation of light and not getting lost in the shadow changes. Recognizing our shadow, because Scorpio wants us to recognize the shadows, recognize what's there and what's not working, accept it, and let's go. That's Scorpio, right? So that's why a lot of times when I see, people will give me a whole story. They will write me a whole story. Here's what's going on in my life, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'll send them back 2 sentences, and they're like, oh, Scorpio, here we are. This is what it's like. This is what you got to focus on. All of whatever else is a bunch of filler. You're just filling it up. You don't have, so let's just bring it in. This is what it is. Boom. But I know with this Gemini energy, you're just like, but what about this? What about this? What about this? No, there's also that Gemini energy saying, no, it's this, and this is what we're going for. We're not overthinking this shit. A Gemini knows what a Gemini knows. It wants something, it's going to go and get it. That is it. Try to change a Gemini's mind when it's stuck on something. It is not going to change its mind. It'll look at you and smile, but it is not going to change its mind when it decides on something. And it will look at you and it will smile at you and it will say, oh, yeah, that's nice, but no. I got my information. That's why there's no filter on Scorpio. It's dual. It says what it says, and it does what it does. And my daughter's here. Hi. If you can get hair things, these, like whatever. Yeah, something for my, because mine all broke. Because my hair's getting too thick. I'm going to pick up some. So, yeah, that would be nice. Okay. It's Uncle Edward. Talk about a Scorpio. In comes a Scorpio. So having that bluntness, she doesn't realize it's something. No, they don't. Because it's just, this is, the sky's blue. You say, well, it's light blue. No, it's just blue. That's it. You want to have it light blue? That's good for you. That kind of thing. That's what we're going to be dealing with. And this is what we're coming into for 18 months. It's a bluntness. This is what we're going towards. But we got to also remember, and this is why it's really good to understand your astrology and where the planets are. What's going on? South Node, we got it in Sagittarius. We just moved from Capricorn, patriotic system, getting things organized. It had Saturn in there. So it was really pounding this down into you. This is what we need to do, right? So it was a big pounding. Now it's gone into the Sag, and its ruler is in Capricorn. Doesn't like Capricorn. It's in its detriment. It's in its fall position. He's not happy. And he's there with Pluto. So it's like, you know what? So the bad part of Jupe comes in saying, you know what, man? Might as well get lost in all this crap. And this is what we're going to find, right? Who does like Capricorns? So this is where it's coming in. And it's like, okay, are you going to get lost in the delusion of it all and the patchwork? This is where a lot of people can go off and they can get lost in it all. right? And they can get lost in all the craziness. They can get lost in the delusion. This is where a lot of people will go off and they're like, man, just might as well just drink another bottle. Might as well just have another this and have another that. But this is where we have to come in and we say, no, that's not where I want to go. I know what I have to do. There's work to be done. My north energy is pointing the light, not getting lost in the shadow. So we got to work. There's work to be done. And Venus squaring Neptune is the fear of suppression. We're getting fearful of this suppression, sensitivity, numbness. There's a lot of things. And I think today we're going to find that there's going to be information that's going to come through to us or something by the end of the day, especially with that Scorpio energy, pushing things, wanting to know things. A little bit of rebellion on with a lot of people that we're probably going to see something's coming out and it's going to surprise us, something unexpected. So this energy brings in unexpected information. So things that we're not, and it could be something military, it could be something that comes out of the blue, and we're just like, where the hell did that come out? But there is that's going to be coming in too. So there's a lot of transition and changes that are coming in, and we need to elevate ourselves because Saturn has taken us, it's went into Aquarius and it said, hey, this is where we can go. How far do you want to go? Where do you want to be going? And with the moon opposite Uranus in Taurus, there's an elevator there because Uranus has moved past where it's been in its shadow and saying, hey, we got some forward motion going here before I go retrograde. Let me take you to a new height. Let me take you to somewhere better. Let me take you to where something that you can be and you can work on, and it's a better relationship. It's a better business. This is going to bring in some good health for you. Are you ready to go on the elevator and take it? I can't give you all the details. I just know it's going to be better. Got to trust me. Got to trust me. Or you can stay off the elevator and say, nah, man, you know what? Kind of like the lobby here. I know what's here. I got my restaurant over here and I know where the guys are and stuff like that. You might take me somewhere onto a floor I don't know. Or he might take you up to the penthouse with all the luxury. But you got to trust it and get in. And this is where, because, bringing in better ride, this is looking at your values. And the other part of not getting on, it's called the blackout. Okay. Just stay with your blinders on, stay where you are, and life is going to be the way it is. And you can just sort of hope for the best. But if you take the reins, because that's what we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking the reins. And this is the time to take the reins before next week of saying, this is what I want to start working on. This is the direction I want to start going. And a lot of people don't want to hear this. A lot of people get frustrated with me and they're like, you're negative, or you just look at no, I'm showing you where your options are and the direction where you can start going. And this is where, it's looking at with that Taurus energy and looking at and taking stock of your life and looking at if it doesn't show up, right? So you can look at it as if the stock market. So the stock market where it's a bear market right now. So the bear market is when it's kind of gambling. It's like, oh, it's low, I'll buy. Oh, as soon as it gets high, I sell. I made some money. So it's kind of a gambling game. And this is where it's like, are you buying the reality that you're in? Is that where you want to be? Or do you want to step out, get on the elevator and go to a different floor and start getting a different perspective of where you want to go and what you want to do? And a lot of people are going to say, well, what can I do? I don't know what to do. Wow, there's like meditation. I know, it's like, oh my God, she's telling you about meditation again. There's prayer. There's also online courses. There's other getting into something creative, doing something creative. That's getting you out there. There's getting out into nature, going for walks. So there's some simple things you can start doing. sitting down, writing down information like Ashley was getting downloads. Write down that information. Make sure you're putting it down. Right? Bye. And this is where you put it down. So this is where it's like, it's not to numb yourself this weekend. It's not a numbing yourself, because there is a part where there's these dreams that you can have that can become real, or there's a mirage. And you want to go to the dreams that come real, because the mirage doesn't. And you look at the dreams and you're saying, yes, I can make this happen. These are some of the steps that I need to do. There is a lot of anxiety out there. You're going to be feeling the anxiety and looking at what it is. But the full moon's coming in to bring you some truth. So a lot of truth bombs are going to be dropping down with this full moon in Scorpio. It's intense. It's extreme. And bringing that extreme in. And the thing, the thing is that when we look at it, and like, even, you know, some of you have said, I don't know what I want, right? I'm not sure what I want. And is this where I'm going? But if you sit back for a moment and you look and you say, okay, I really don't like X, whatever it is. I really don't like doing, say, this job I'm going back to. I'm not too fond of it. All right. I'm not happy about it. What do I want to do? I don't know what I want to do. Well, what do you like to do? What kind of gets your goat? What is that energy that really excites you? Well, I like writing. Okay, you like writing. Let's start looking at some writing. Let's look at some blogging. Let's look at putting up notes up on Facebook, or doing something like that. Maybe entering and doing a video log, or getting into some podcasts and start to talk about the things that bring passion into your life, right? It could be that maybe you're very passionate about your foundation, or your whatever it is that you want to do. Do people still read blogs? Yes, they do. Yeah, blogging is still a thing. And this is where I need to move on. I need to make a plan of where I want to be. And Ashley reads blogs. So this is where, if you want to make a plan on where you want to be, it starts with the little things. Like, you might find that your flame is ignited, that you don't have any passion anymore. You don't want to be doing things anymore. Would I be heard in the meeting if I say something as a Scorpio? Oh, fuck yeah. People will hear you. And if they don't hear you the first time, you have ways of coming about and having other people to hear you, so your point gets across. So, and watching video logs. So video logs, I can't stay still enough to read a blog. Yeah. So video logs, whatever it is, it's putting it out, but you got to get it's like me, you got to do sometimes I do prep work, sometimes I don't, but it's getting the work done of saying, this is what I want to start working on. Maybe you love, computer programming. Maybe you want to look at, and you have a fabulous idea for an app, right? And you have a fabulous idea for doing an app. Oh, you're so welcome. And this is what you need to do. You got to look at that idea, start writing it down. Maybe you know somebody who's in the tech that, I have this idea. How do I implement this? Maybe you got to look at a YouTube video on it. But this is where it starts, right? Sometimes it's just starting and putting it up on your phone and clicking and going on. Sometimes it's finding that person who's going to show you a step-by-step on how to paint, or how to draw up something. Maybe it's you want to start writing fiction. Maybe there's a story there that's coming through and you want to start writing it. And that's going to ignite some of your flame. So it's starting to look at those little things that you've sort of thought, oh, this is meaningless. This means nothing. But it doesn't. It's those little things, those little steps are the biggest leaps of all. It's taking that little step and grasping it. It's just like with me, taking that step and saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to go onto this a platform, and what is it? And find out about it. Somebody gave me the information. I grabbed the information. I went forward and I did it. Right? That's what it is. And you're going to find a lot of people are getting lost in a lot of crazy energies and information that's coming out there right now. And, the United States is opening up. Okay, what does that mean? I think that's going to mean there's going to be a lot of bankruptcies that are going to be happening. There's going to be a lot of people who have lost their jobs. There's going to be a high rate of unemployment, and there's going to be a high death rate. And there's going to be a lot of rioting. Same here in Canada. We're going to be finding that there's going to be things or restrictions that are going to be put upon us that we weren't expecting, but it's going to be there. But same, the only difference here between Canada and the United States, there's a lot of patchworking that's coming out. There's a lot of bailouts that are coming out to bail out the airlines, to bail out the farmers. The farmers are going to be having to be bailed out to keep things sustainable in some way. So we're going to find a lot of things like that are going to be coming out. But people, because, we just finished, we had a little bit of extension of your taxes. So taxes are coming in, and business taxes may be coming in for a lot of people too. What does that look like? And so this is where it's like, okay, we got to start looking at a bigger picture and start looking at, okay, what can I do and for my own thing, my own self. If you want to have a sustainable job, get into healthcare. In some way, somewhere, some format, get into healthcare. You want a sustainable job. You want a job that's going to be lasting for a long time. Get into healthcare in some format. And if you are, say, a Reiki master and you're like, well, I can't do my Reiki. Well, you can do distance Reiki, but maybe you have to get into something maybe more mainstream in a format. Maybe it's practical nursing. Maybe it's extended care unit or something along that line. So there's you got to start looking at and diversifying yourself right now in order for you to utilize the gifts that you have and start putting them forward. And that's where you're going to find, where else do you want to, what is, is it a coaching thing you want to do? The list goes on, but it's up to you. It's your steps. I know today we're going to have some crazy information that's going to come in and it's going to throw us off for a loop. And that's just like Mercury's just whipping along and it's on the other side of the sun. So it's, and it's going over to Jupiter and making a trine to Jupe and Pluto. So it's going to be wanting, something's going to come in and something could be a little bit of crazy info that's going to come in with that. So I love you all. I do. And as you see on the bottom, as my little ticker tape goes across, my readings are now on a sliding pay scale. And if you want to get a hold of me, you can find my information in my Periscope bio, and you can either email me at thegurumama@gmail.com to book in, or if you are on Facebook, you can just DM me, which is direct messaging, and to book me in. So you have a choice between $50 or up to $160 anywhere in between for a reading. And that's for all of my readings right now. So, and get yourself booked in. Have a fabulous day, everybody. And I'm sending you out so much love. And there's so much more information that I wanted to give you, but I feel like that's a lot. And I feel like you just need to keep pushing, keep going ahead. And the North Node is to think it and do it. Think it and do it. And that's your best bet. It's like you think it, this is what I'm going to do, and begin to do it and make the process to go ahead and do it. As I said, there's some big changes that are going to be coming into my own business in the next month, and I'm quite excited about, and I'm going to be revealing that to you in the next little while. We'll see how that unfolds. And just adding in something new and something that I know that is going to be beneficial, not only for myself, but for many of you out there. Oh, I'm keeping it a secret. So Sending you out love. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless you in all that you do and all that you say and all that you be. Blessed be everybody. And shine your light. Don't dim your light. Don't let anybody dim your light. And go out there and be that beautiful ignition in this world that we all need. So have a blessed one, everybody. And yeah, if you're watching the replay, lots of hearts, lots of thumbs up. Let's get my video out there, and lots of big love to you all. Yes, big love, everyone. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Candace. Have a great one. Bye-bye, everyone.